Greetings, my name is James Curtis Geist. Thank you for tuning in. I've been a history teacher for 20 plus years. I've been writing since 2016, and I love my coffee and I love my Dr. Squatch cologne. If you enjoy the stories that I share, please hit like and subscribe. So, I had a really great thing happen today, and today is February 21st. So Saturday, February 21st, I went to a local store. I live in West Milford, and my wife and I, we went to BJ's to do some shopping. And in January, when I was in BJ's, I saw a gentleman. Usually most of the people in the store are Anglo, and there was an older gentleman. He was African American and looked big. He looked like he was a football player, and he kind of looked familiar. So I didn't want to bother him, but I went home and did some research. I think that guy's name is Carson, and he used to be the linebacker for the Giants, I think. And when I looked on the computer, it was him. So I was like, wow. I'm like, well, the next time I see him at BJ's, I'm going to approach him. So, well, today was the day. So we're shopping, and I saw him shopping, and, no one bothers him. I never see him talking to anyone. I never see anyone approaching him. Maybe it's not him. I don't know. So when I got next to him, I said, hi. I said, can I ask you a question? I said, did you used to play for the Giants? I said, and were you the linebacker named Carson? And so, yeah, he nodded his head, yes. And then I said, so you played linebacker? And he goes, he said, that was a long time ago. He said, when you were a kid. And then I said, so you played with Lawrence Taylor? And he said, I did. And then I said, I grew up near Philadelphia, so I rooted for all the Philadelphia teams. I said, I always liked Bill Berge. I thought that he was a good linebacker. And he said, I have a book, and it's called Captain for Life, and I'm sitting on my football helmet. He said, and for that game, we were playing the Eagles. And then I said, I used to play Little League Baseball with Ed McCaffrey. And then Harry Carson said, he used to play wide receiver. And I go, that's right. And then I said, you won the Super Bowl. And Harry Carson said, that's right. He said, in 1986. And then I said, well, where's your ring? And he said, my fingers I can't get the ring on my finger anymore. My fingers are too big. So I thanked him for his time. And, he really did. He had cucumber fingers. They were big. But total class act. And his entire football career, he played 13 years for the Giants from 1976 through 1988. His number was 53, which means his football season started in 1976, and he played through 1988, so he played for 13 years, which means I've watched him play against the Eagles at least 20 to 26 times. He was 6'2", 237 pounds when he played football. He was drafted in the 4th round by the Giants in 1976. He played in 173 NFL games. He was responsible for creating 77 fumbles, and on one of the fumbles, he picked up the ball and ran it in for a touchdown. He was responsible for 66 interceptions. He was part of the Crunch Bunch. He also was part of the Big Blue Wrecking Crew. He was ranked the 7th best Giant to ever play. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He won the Super Bowl in 1986. And he was voted into the Hall of Fame for the NFL in 2006. So some of his quotes on being a team player, he said, I'm a byproduct of the players I played with in high school, college, and professionally. On accountability, he said, if you step on the field with me, you better be ready to be held accountable. He was also known as a good luck charm. Coach Bill Parcells used to keep Harry Carson by his side for every national anthem for good luck. In the 1986 Super Bowl, when they played the Broncos, the Giants had three captains: Phil Simms, George Martin, and Harry Carson. But Bill Parcells just sent out Carson for the coin flip. The Denver Broncos sent out 9 players, and the Giants sent out 1 player, and it was Harry Carson. And so Harry Carson was the lone captain for the coin flip of the 86 Super Bowl. Post-football life, he said, "I don't want any player to lose his dignity." So in his 2000 book, he's written 2 books, Captain for Life, he details his journey from South Carolina to becoming a Giant to the cost of playing professional football. He had at least 15 concussions and was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome in 1990. At his 2006 Hall of Fame induction speech, he advocated that the NFL needed to do a better job for the NFL players with CTE. He suggests no tackle football up to age 13. He's a co-host for the Giants games on the MSG network. He is a prostate cancer survivor in 2006, and he has a website, harrycarson.com, and he will sign an autograph for you if you send him a picture or a football card with a self-addressed envelope. He will sign the autograph for you. So, class act. He's expressed concern for people who have lost their jobs in this economy. He supports different charities, Community Food Bank in New Jersey, the New York Coalition for the Homeless, Winona's House, and the American Cancer Society. So all I can say is Harry Carson is a class act, and I'm so glad that that I got the chance to meet him today. So God bless you and all humans and ETs. All my books are on Amazon, and thank you so much for listening.